Welcome back, children, to the continuation class of our excretory system. Today let me explain you the term called as ESRD. It means end stage renal disease. So it is nothing but kidney failure. So kidney undergoes failure completely and irreversibly, means there is no cure for it. Once kidney had failed, it failed forever. Okay, so during that stage we call it as the end stage of renal disease. So this stage leads to a condition called as uremia. Uremia means nothing but the deposition of all the waste products in our body. It means the body gets filled up with extra water and waste products which normally are sent out of the body through urine. When the kidney is active and functioning well, it filters our blood and sends out the waste water, the extra water and the waste products in the form of urine, right? But now the kidney has failed. So these products, they fill up the body, causing swelling of the extremities. Swelling of the extremities means your hands, our hands and feet will become swollen because there is extra water, right? And also we experience weakness and tiredness. Why? Because the body needs clean blood without waste products to be active, to function actively. Now as the waste products are getting accumulated in the body itself, there is no clean blood, so we cannot be very active. So we feel weak and tired. So this is the condition called as uremia, and it happens when the kidney fails completely and irreversibly. Okay. Now, so there is something called as artificial kidney. Means this artificial kidney, it filters our blood outside the body. The patient has to visit a hospital to filter his blood through artificial kidney. Artificial kidney is nothing but dialyzer. So see the spelling, D-I-A-L-E-Z-E-R. So dialyzer is a machine. Okay. So this machine has a fluid which helps in filtering the blood. Okay. Now, so the process of filtering the blood artificially in kidney failure patients, naturally who filters the blood? Kidneys. When the kidneys failed, then artificially, means from outside the body, this dialyzer filters the blood. Now this whole process is called as dialysis. So the process of filtering the blood, hemo means blood. Okay, hemo means blood. So this dialysis is also called as hemodialysis. Okay, hemodialysis. Now what are the factors that cause that need hemodialysis? During which factors the patient need hemodialysis? During infections and injury to kidney, where the kidney undergoes failure, and also very high BP and very high blood sugar. Very high BP and very high blood sugar also damage the kidney. They damage the blood vessels around the kidney, causing them to narrow up, so that all the waste products, they get deposited and there is no proper flow to the kidney. See, restricted blood flow to kidney. So all these things are the factors which make the patient become to have this dialysis. Okay. Now we will see how this dialysis is performed. Now when the patient enters the hospital, he will be arranged and then his blood is collected from a main artery in his body, and that blood is added with an anticoagulant. See here, heparin. Okay, HEPARIN. Heparin is a anticoagulant. So this collected blood is sent into the machine called as dialyzer, DIALYZER. So what is there inside this machine? There are many tubes, okay, many tubes are arranged. So these tubes are having a fluid called as dialyzing fluid, dialyzing, DIALYZING. This fluid does the dialysis process, so it is called as dialyzing fluid. So what is the composition, what is the dialyzing fluid? It is nothing but plasma without any nitrogenous wastes. So this dialyzing fluid is free from all the nitrogenous wastes, and it is just like the blood plasma. Now what is blood plasma? It is nothing but the blood without any blood cells. Means when you remove all the red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets from the blood, whatever liquid you see, that is plasma. Okay, so if plasma without any nitrogenous wastes is nothing but this dialyzing fluid. So now this fluid will be there in the tubes of the dialyzer. Okay, now the collected blood is also passed into the dialyzer, and there is a membrane. There is a membrane that separates the patient's blood from the dialyzing fluid present in the dialyzer machine. Okay, this membrane separates both the fluids, they don't get mixed up. Now as I already told you that dialyzing fluid is free of nitrogenous wastes. Now what happens? Patient's blood is loaded with nitrogenous wastes, right? That's why he came to filter his blood. So now the nitrogenous wastes present in the patient's blood, they move freely into the dialyzing fluid. Okay, so this is how the patient's blood gets filtered. Now all the waste products, these nitrogenous wastes are nothing but the waste products in the patient's blood, urea, like many other things, uric acid. Okay, all these things, they come out, they enter into the fluid. Now see, this process is very similar to the process that happens within the kidney, except one thing does not happen in the dialyzer, that is, there is no reabsorption. See, in our kidneys normally what happens when in the previous class I have told you, there is tubular reabsorption. In a nephron we know there is a PCT, DCT, Henle's loop, collecting duct. So 75% of water is reabsorbed in PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, right? So that kind of reabsorption does not happen in a dialyzer. Only nitrogenous wastes are removed, they are filtered. Okay, so now this cleaned blood, okay, the blood which is free of the nitrogenous wastes, is added with anti-heparin. Okay, in the patient's blood we initially have added the anticoagulant, right, so that the blood doesn't get clot while it is being filtered in the dialyzer. Now again, while sending back the blood into the patient's body, we need to add this anti-heparin. Okay, means that all the heparin which we have added is removed. Okay, so that the blood is normal. Now we have to send this cleaned blood again through a tube into the patient's vein. Okay, into the patient's body through a vein. So this whole process, this whole dialysis process takes a time of about 3 to 6 hours. Okay, 3 to 6 hours all the blood in the patient's body gets filtered. Okay, now so this is what about the process of dialysis when there is kidney failure. This is a must. So all over the world, many patients with kidney failure, they undergo this process so that we can increase their lifespan. So this is about artificial kidney. So in the next class we will see another new topic. So thank you.